If you're losing early game as jungler, this is why. Imagine the early game with all of its struggles. The enemies invade and you're likely going to lose the first turtle. But you could easily avoid those with this video because I have 7 secret jungler tips, which will make your early game work easier. Number 1, if possible, don't gank the gold lane in the beginning. Gank the XP lane before turtle spawns at second minute. Some suggest ganking gold lanes so your gold laner can farm easier, but this isn't always the case because the first turtle will always spawn near the XP lane. So if you can gank and kill the XP laner, he won't be able to unlock his ultimate, while you will not get interrupted hole-taking turtle, which making it easier to secure the objective instead of ganking the gold laner that usually don't play a part in turtle fight in the early game. And another advantage of ganking the XP lane is that in solo Quay, your gold laner isn't always reliable, so prioritizing turtle can be better than helping an unreliable teammate. Number 2, don't contest the turtle if enemies have stronger early heroes, because it's better to give the turtle where you can trade something else like stealing buffs or taking down their squishy allies in an attempt to make it a fair trade on the opposite. Because they anticipate you to contest the turtle, in some cases opting for a gank can be better than securing the turtle if you can also push the turret. Number 3, leave your buffs if enemies have the chance of pushing your turrets. Pay close attention to the map and see if the enemies can push your turrets. It will be too late by the time they appear on the minimap, so predict and leave your buff or jungle creeps to defend your turrets. And usually occurs when your teammates lose a fight on their lane and nobody is there to defend, so you have to clear their waves. Number 4, don't always use retribution on the first buff. You may think to use retribution on the first buff, but that isn't always the case. Saving retribution on the first buff will help you secure the second buff in case of an invasion from the enemies. Usually the enemies will invade if they're Fanny, Tigreal, Hanzo, Hilda, or Natalia. Losing the second buff is way worse than being slightly slower on the first buff. If they don't have the heroes mentioned and their early level 1 isn't that strong, you can use retribution on the first buff to farm faster. But when clearing the first buff, keep in mind enemy mages with Flame Shot or Novaria 2. Number 5, correctly taking advantage of the jungler scoreboard trick. Many of you already know this trick, but there is more to it than just checking and predicting. For those who don't know, if the enemy took purple buff, he'll get 22 gold from killing the small one before getting 100 gold from killing the big one. This means while you're taking your own buff, you can check the amount of gold the enemy jungler has. And if you see his gold increases by 22 gold, it means he's taking purple buff, compared to taking the orange buff, which would directly give him around 117 gold. So now that you know how it works, here's how to make it more useful. When you figured out which buff the enemy started, you can predict his ganking by looking at the jungler path. So if he starts at orange buff, it means he'll farm towards purple buff to gank your bottom lane. Here is where you should warn your ally, or if possible, camp him when he shows up. There are only a few times when they go to gank the opposite lane, but that just means it'll take a while for them to get there, allowing you to farm more. Number 6, farm minions after 5 minutes if your allies forgets or leaves their lane. Clearing the minions will make you fed even faster than only clearing the jungle creeps. This doesn't mean you should ignore jungle creeps, as you can still take buffs and farm off the jungle creeps nearby. Number 7, don't waste retribution early when taking the turtle because it may be risky, because there might be a camp waiting for you to attack the turtle, just waiting to kill you. So before taking turtle, always check if there is a camp or not. But if you can determine nobody is secretly hiding in the bushes to steal, you can also save your retribution. It may seem rocky, but it will be useful to invade the enemy jungle or gank a lane. Master these tips and your early game will feel completely different.